Hello, so it is Valentine's Day today. Happy Valentine's Day. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people are just completely indifferent about it. I personally kind of like Valentine's Day. I just like excuses to celebrate and bake foods that have to do with the holiday and buy people presents, and little kids bring me cute little Valentines, and I don't mind it. It's kind of fun sometimes. However, last night I was at work and I teach dance, and the last class of the night, they were all teenagers, and they came in and they were all so upset about what had happened at school because I guess they celebrated Valentine's Day yesterday at school because they didn't have school today because it's Ash Wednesday or something. So they came into class and they were telling me about how certain girls at school had gotten flowers and chocolates and all sorts of different things, teddy bears, and they were upset that they had got nothing, and they were saying, oh, it's because the pretty girls get all the stuff and the smart girls get all the stuff, and they were just being really hard on themselves. And I guess in a lot of like high schools, they do a thing where you can buy a flower for somebody, and then at the end of the day, somebody will come into your classroom and give out all the flowers, and they were upset because nobody had bought them a flower, and one of the girls bought herself a flower so that she wouldn't feel bad at the end of the day when everybody got a flower. So long story short, Valentine's Day can be a lot of pressure for certain people. It can be really hard when you're a kid or a teenager and it feels like you're the only one who doesn't have somebody to buy you flowers or chocolates for. And it made me think that that's not what Valentine's Day should be about. It should be about love. It should be about loving your family, loving your friends, but most of all, it should be about loving yourself, because you can't really love anybody else until you love yourself. So this video is going to be 10 things to practice self-love. These are all things that I like to do. I just wrote down a list of a bunch of things that I do, and then I picked my top 10 favorite ones. But you can leave a comment below if you have one that you would like to add. So the first thing that is on my list is have a cup of tea. It's a really simple thing, and it doesn't necessarily have to be tea. It could be coffee or any of your favorite type of drinks. I personally just like to sit down, enjoy a cup of tea, either watch something on TV, read a book, look out the window, hang out with my cat, all of those things. I don't feel like I'm being super unhealthy when I have a cup of tea, so it doesn't make me feel like bad about myself. So I really like to do that. I have tea almost every day, especially when it's winter. I have a cup of tea usually 3 times a day just because I'm always cold, so it warms me up. The second thing on my list is to watch your favorite movie. I have lots of favorite movies. Some are comedies, dramas, adventure movies, whatever your favorite type of movie is that you know is always going to make you happy, always going to make you laugh. I have a handful of movies that I always know that if I'm having a bad day, I can put that movie on and it'll either make me laugh or cry or just make me happy because it's my favorite movie, and I usually know every line from that movie as well. So the third thing on my list is to buy yourself some flowers. It doesn't have to be on Valentine's Day, any time of the year. It's nice to have fresh flowers in your house. They smell amazing, they look amazing, and you don't need somebody else to buy you flowers. Go ahead and buy some for yourself. It's better when you buy them yourself because you can pick out ones that you actually like. The fourth thing on my list is to dress up just because. I love when I can just wear an outfit that I love and I feel comfortable in and feel a little fancy in, and I do my hair, I put some makeup on, and I just feel good about myself when I dress up. And you don't need some fancy date night or fancy event to need to dress up. Just dress up because you want to dress up. The fifth thing on my list is to exercise. I think the most important thing when it comes to exercise is to just find what you like to do and do it. Whether it's go for a walk, go swimming, go to an exercise class, go to the gym. If you want to exercise with friends, exercise by yourself. I think you just have to figure out what you like to do and then go do it. It doesn't have to be every day. I always don't want to exercise until I'm actually doing it, and then when it's over, I always feel a lot better about myself and I just have more energy. I feel happier. It's just Overall, sometimes I have to force myself to do it, but after I do it, it's always rewarding and I'm always happy that I did do it. The 6th thing on my list is to take a bath. I know that some people hate taking baths because they feel like they're like stewing in their own filth, but I personally love taking baths. I honestly take a bath almost every day. Especially in the winter because I'm always cold. I take a bath whenever I'm cold because it warms me up, and I also take a bath a lot because my muscles are sore and it helps relax them. But I love to have a bubble bath and I read a book or watch a YouTube video or watch a movie, and it always is just so relaxing and I always feel so much better after I have a bath. The 7th thing on my list is to listen to your favorite music. I love doing this in the car when I'm driving home after work, to just blast music, sing along, dance along. It always makes me feel better. Also, when I'm at home sometimes, I just put some music on and clean or hang out, exercise, whatever, but it always makes me feel better to listen to my favorite music. The 8th thing on my list is to get some sunshine or fresh air. This one I think is really important, and it honestly can be really hard to get some sunshine or fresh air. In the winter time where I live, honestly, it's dark a lot of the time. There's a lot of days where it's just snowy or gloomy, and it honestly can be a very depressing feeling because it's so dark and so gloomy for multiple days in a row sometimes. And sometimes it's honestly too cold to even go outside and get fresh air. When it's sunny outside, just try and seize the opportunity and plan an activity or go outside and enjoy the sunshine. And when it warms up a little, I try to go outside, go for a walk, go do an activity outside. It always makes me feel better to get fresh air, and it definitely always makes me feel better to be in the sun, especially when it's winter and there's multiple days in a row where you don't even see the sun. The 9th thing on my list is to declutter something in your life. Whether it is you need to clean out your closet and get rid of a bunch of clothes, your kitchen, your car, whatever it may be that you need to just go through. And honestly, it makes you feel so much better when you're organized and when sometimes you just need to get rid of some things to feel better. Every spring, I always go through all my clothes and I put a bunch of them in a bag, and then I go donate them to one of the places in town where you can go donate clothes. And it always makes me feel so much better when my closet is just organized. The 10th thing on my list, and probably the most important and also the hardest to do, is to stop comparing yourself to other people. This is so important. It can honestly take up so much of your life and so much of your time in the day, thinking about how you're not as successful as someone, you're not as pretty as someone, you're not as smart as someone. Honestly, it's so much better to just be able to not compare yourself to others, and it's a lot easier said than done. I always find myself looking through other people's pictures online and thinking, oh wow, they have the perfect life. You gotta just know that you're doing great, and you'll honestly do better if you just stop comparing yourself to others. All in all, those are my 10 ways that you can practice self-love today on Valentine's Day or any day of the year. I hope that everybody has a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I hope that you all know that you are all very loved. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you have any things that you think I should add to my list of ways to practice self-love. And also let me know if you do any of these things on a daily or weekly or monthly basis to de-stress and make yourself feel better. Thanks for watching.